The problem that we are given is a maximization type. And what we were actually been doing was minimizing the total cost in assignment problem. So, what we do is we need to subtract. The rule is we would be subtracting all the elements from the highest element that is present in the given matrix. Okay, so how do we get the modified matrix? The modified matrix is obtained by subtracting the profit element of the respective cells from the largest element present in the cell. It's 3, which is 111. Okay, so this implies once we have the revised matrix with us, now we can proceed the way we have learned for the assignment problems. Do I need to elaborate, or this much will be okay for you? Do I need to elaborate? What do you say? Do I need to elaborate? That implies what I'm trying to say is...
No, ma'am.
I hope it's okay with you. Like if I, copy this. Then can you just tell me what is going to be the first row? That much would be enough. I will assume that you people have understood. The elements, all the elements will be obtained once they are subtracted from the largest element present, that is 111. So what about the first element? How do we get the first element? How do we get the first element? It's 111 minus 62, which is 49, correct? 49. So in this manner, we have to fill up the remaining other elements. Now comes the next problem. Is this assignment problem balanced? It is containing 4 rows but 5 columns. So what do we need? Exactly. So we need to introduce a fictitious row where all the cost components would be 0. And then we are going to proceed likewise. Is everybody okay with this? Fine. The next of the sort that is that can come is, where we are given a negative cost. So I can pose a problem like find the minimum cost solution for the 4x4 assignment problem whose cost components are given. Now see, this particular problem can be categorized as here some of the cost components are negative, at the same time it is also unbalanced. Am I okay with this? Some of the cost components are coming to be negative along with the fact that it is also unbalanced. So what we do is, the first thing that we need to do is we need to make all the cost components positive. How? By adding up the minimum negative number that is present. That implies once we add up 5 with all the cells, then definitely what we find is all the cost components become positive. So, we kind of have a revised matrix as nine, 10, 8, 7, 7, 6, 0. And of course, since we would be introducing a new row, I am doing the two operations in a single go. So we have this as our revised assignment matrix. Am I correct with this? And once we would be calculating the cost, that calculation would be done on the original matrix that is given to us. Okay, am I clear with this? Once you will be calculating the minimum cost, which is our actual target, we will be doing that on the basis of the original matrix that you are given. And you will actually find that. Yes, tell me.
ম্যাম এই জায়গাটা একবার রিপিট করবেন, আমার অ্যাকচুয়ালি কারেন্ট অফ হয়ে গেছিল তো নেটটা ডিসকানেক্ট হয়ে গেছিল,
আমি বললাম যে দেখ কিছু কিছু জায়গাতে নেগেটিভ কস্ট আছে, মানে ধরা যাক এখানে যদি 3টে এমপ্লয়ি থাকে আর ধরা যাক 4টে ফ্যাক্টরি থাকে. So these are the cost of allocating the employees to different factories. But the fact is, it may happen that jekhane factory 3 ache, 2 has already got a house or a place to live in. So instead of spending money on the employee 2, he is gaining, the factory is gaining something in the point of view of the employee number 2. So this is how it's happening, that some of the cost components are negative. So what is primarily to be done is, we will be trying to make all the cost components positive. How can that be done? That can be done by adding 5 to all the elements, because 5 is the most negative element that is present right here. Am I correct? So if I add up 5 with the elements, all the elements would be positive, right? So that we have done. And since it's an unbalanced problem, we need to introduce a new employee, a fictitious employee 4, and we will assume that the cost of relocation of 4 to all the 4 cities are 0 each. Okay, so now we will be following the Hungarian method for calculating this. I hope you all remember the Hungarian method.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So we will be having the Hungarian method. Once Hungarian method is done, we will be calculating the number of lines drawn, the minimum number of lines drawn to cover up all the zeros. If that is equal to the order of the matrix, we have a different result. If that is less than, we have a different result. So once we are done with everything and we are done with the allocation, now comes calculating the total cost. So if you, I hope you will be doing them at home only, because you can't leave these types undone. You will see that, the final result would be 1 would be assigned to 1, 2 would be assigned to 3, and 3 would be assigned to 4. That implies the minimum cost would be 4 minus 2 minus 5. That implies minus 3. That implies the company isn't spending something. Instead, he is at a standpoint where the company is gaining 3 units. Am I right? Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? What I'm trying to say is when the final calculation will be done, that has to be done on the original matrix, not on the transferred matrix that we are getting. Am I correct till this? Any doubt? Yes, any doubt? Can I proceed?
ম্যাম বলছি ট্রান্সফার্ড ম্যাট্রিক্স আপনি বললেন ওইটা বলতে কি বোঝায়?
এই যে ট্রান্সফার্ড ম্যাট্রিক্স এটা আর এই যে এটা অরিজিনাল ম্যাট্রিক্স।
ও ম্যাম এই পার্টটা একবার রিপিট করুন প্লিজ। আমার
আবার রিপিট করব? আচ্ছা আমি আবার লাস্টে রিপিট করি।
হ্যাঁ ঠিক আছে,
ঠিক আছে লাস্টে রিপিট করব। হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ ম্যাম ঠিক আছে ম্যাম।
So fine, these are all the cases of assignment problem that we are interested in. Now I think we are in a position to get into simplex algorithm. Do you find, tell me one thing, do you find that there's disadvantage in the graphical method of solving linear programming problem? Can the graphical methods be applicable everywhere? What do you say? The graphical method that we studied, can that be applicable everywhere? Or do you think that there's a boundary?
Ma'am, we need to draw the graph, right? So the graph can be very large and we cannot fit it.
Graph can be very large is, what I really wanted to listen to you is, what if the number of variables is more than 2? Is it possible to visualize a 3-dimensional figure? It
No.
would become very difficult, right? If
Yes,
we are
ma'am.
concerned about 2D only, two variables, we can draw the graph, we can have the region, that becomes pretty simple. But what if the number of variables is more? You have 4 variables, you have 4 variables, 3 equations and all. So under that circumstances, the method of graphical method does fail, and the main part of our LPP solving method is by simplex algorithm, which is definitely of very large importance. Simplex algorithm is very important in solving linear programming problem, where we have the number of variables more than, basically the number of variables where they are more than 2, and plotting them becomes very, very difficult. So just, if I ask you to do a little bit of a revision on linear programming problem, can you tell me what do we write at the top of an LPP? What do we write at the top of the LPP? We write down the objective function at the top. Correct? Which is either maximization type or minimization type. Okay. What do come next? With such that we write down the constraints. The constraints are again either less or equal to type. They may be equal to type or may be greater than equal to type. Then come the variable which satisfy the non-negativity constraint. Am I right? This is the linear programming problem format that we have been talking about so far. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? Now, what is important is we talk about a few other forms of linear programming problem that is helpful in simplex algorithm. The first thing that we are going to talk about is the canonical form. What is the canonical form? We say that an LPP is in canonical form when all the decision variables, number one, all the decision variables are non-negative. What else? The constraints are less or equal to type. The constraints are less or equal to type. And number three, the objective function is of maximization type. The objective function is of I hope the OneNote is visible again.
Yes, ma'am.
Objective function is maximization type. Okay, so this is about an LPP to be in canonical form. Okay, now that implies, if I write down the ith constraint, the ith constraint may be AI1 x1 plus AI2 x2 plus say AIN xn less than equal to BI. Am I correct with this? Am I correct with this? This can be the ith constraint. Now, can you just tell me one thing? How can I convert a constraint, this kind of an less than equal to type constraint to an equality? How can we convert a less than equal to type constraint to an equality? See, what we can do is, we can add up a non-negative quantity towards the left so that the inequality becomes an equality. Am I okay with this? By that I mean, suppose I add AI1 x1 plus AI2 x2 plus up to AIN xn plus say xn plus I equal to BI. Can that be done? Can that be done? Can this be done? What are we doing? We are adding up a non-negative quantity towards the left. Can this be done? Just from mathematical point of view? Yes, are you there? Well,
Yes, ma'am.
is there a problem in understanding this? ধরা যাক একটা কনস্ট্যান্ট লেস দ্যান ইকুয়াল টু টাইপ আছে, ঠিক আছে? এবারে যদি আমরা একটা নন নেগেটিভ কোয়ান্টিটি অ্যাড করি টুয়ার্ডস দি লেফট হ্যান্ড সাইড, ইট ক্যান বি মেড অ্যান ইকুয়ালিটি। তাই তো, আমি এইটুকুই বলছি। Now this quantity that is added up to convert the inequality to an equality is said to be a slack variable. This is said to be a slack variable. Okay, so what is the sole purpose of a slack variable? The sole purpose is converting an inequality to an equality. If it is less than equal to type, we are adding up slack variables to convert it to equality. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? In a similar manner, suppose I have the kth constraint looking like ak1 x1 plus ak2 x2 plus up to akn xn greater than equal to dk. Okay, so over here what is evident is a quantity has to be subtracted from the left hand side so that the two sides become equal to each other. By that I mean, suppose I rewrite it as plus ak2 x2 plus akn xn minus can this be done? We simply subtracted a non-negative quantity from the left so that now it becomes an equality. And this quantity that is subtracted in our language is known as a surplus variable. See, any confusion as of now? What I mean by a slack and what I mean by a surplus variable? Now, in order that a problem is solvable using simplex algorithm, certain notions or certain rules have to be followed. What are they? The first thing that you need to do is we need to recast the LPP so that the given LPP is solvable using the method of simplex algorithm. Now, how do we recast it? We recast it as number one, all the constraints are equations except for the non-negativity conditions which remain inequalities. What is the second point? The second point is the right-hand side of each constraint equation is non-negative. What is the third point? All the variables are non-negative and the objective function is we will study the algorithm considering that the objective function is maximization type. If there is a problem pertaining to minimization type, we will be converting it to maximization type and do the algorithm. Because see, for minimization type, the entire rule of the algorithm is going to vary. So it is always advised that you study the problem in terms of maximization point of view, so that even if you're given a problem that needs to be minimized, we will convert it to maximization type. We will proceed the algorithm likewise, and finally we will write the answer as per required by the given question. Okay, so this is what is about recasting a linear programming problem. And once the linear programming problem is recasted in this manner, what we get is said to be the standard form of an LPP. Okay, am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? Say, for example, just to make all your confusions clear, suppose I give you a problem which says that you need to minimize z given by 3x1 plus x2 plus 2x3 subject to minus 2x1 plus 4x2 less than equal to 3, x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3 greater than equal to 5, 2x1 plus 5x3 less than equal to 2, x1, x2 and x3 are all greater than equal to 0. What are we to do? We simply need to, you are told to recast the given LPP to its standard form. Okay. Now, one thing I am sure you are going to tell me that the objective function over here is of minimization type. And if I write it down as max z dash equal to, I mean, the same problem can be recasted as minus 3x1 minus x2 minus 2x3. Am I okay with this? Am I correct with this?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you agree? Fine. So once we have converted the objective function to a maximization type, now we would be interested in the constraints. Tell me what is required for the first constraint. What do we need to do? If this is less than equal to type, in order to convert it to an equality, what do we need to do? We need to add a variable towards the left. So can I make it subject to, can I make it minus 2x1 plus 4x2 plus x4 equal to 3? Can I do it? Can I do it? Is this okay with you? Is this okay with you?
Ma'am, x4 is the slack element, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Similarly, what about the second constraint? It is greater than equal to type. So what is required to be done? x1 plus 2x2 plus 3x3, then how to make it equal to 5?
Subtract x4.
Pardon? Pardon? What about the second one? What do? We would be subtracting a certain variable. Let's make it x5. And what about the third one? You have 2x1 plus 5x3. This is less or equal to type. So about this, what is to be done? Plus x6 equal to 2. Okay, where x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, x6 are all greater than equal to 0. See, am I okay till this? Are we okay till? Now we would be using a theorem, a very important theorem. The statement is not required though. We will just be using the proof is not required. We will just be using the statement which says that there is a one-to-one correspondence. There is a one-to-one correspondence between the optimal solution of the original linear programming problem and the new problem in the standard form when slack and surplus variables are introduced if the cost corresponding to the slack variable is 0 and the cost corresponding to the surplus variable is also equal to 0. Okay, have you written down the line? Let me know once you have written down the line. So tell me one thing, once I have a linear programming problem with us, which are the cost parameters? I think that I told you that in the very first class. Which are the cost parameters? What are the cost parameters? Anybody remembers? In the objective function, what is the objective function actually? The objective function is, say, max z equal to what? C1 x1 plus C2 x2 in this manner up to Cn xn. These Ci's are the cost parameters. So according to the given statement, the original problem and the recasted problem will have the same optimal solution provided the cost parameter for x4, x5 and x6 are all equal to 0. That implies the objective function is further modified as plus 0 into x4 plus 0 into x5 plus 0 into x6. So this is all about the original problem being recasted to its standard form. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? Do let me know. Am I okay with this? Can we now move towards doing a problem using simplex algorithm? Can we now move towards doing a problem using simplex algorithm? Are we all clear till this? Are we all fantastic?
Yes, ma'am.
Achha. Now the first problem that we would be doing, let us keep it simple. Let me start with a simple one. Yes. Suppose the problem that we intend to do at the very beginning. Okay. You are to solve using simplex algorithm. What is the problem like? The problem says you need to maximize z given by 60x1 plus 50x2 subject to x1 plus x2 less or equal to 40. What do you think should be the first step? Yes,
Adding slacks to appropriate places.
right.
Change,
We need
changing the
to,
objective function. Oh no, it's already
yes,
maximum. Okay.
you know, the answer should have been recasting the problem to its standard form. So in order to recast to its standard form, we will be doing whatever is required. So, we will write it as max z equal to 60x1 plus 50x2 for the time being, subject to x1 plus x. So what is to be done to the first inequality? You tell me. X1 plus x2 then?
Plus slack is less than is equal to 40.
Plus slack. Tell me the variable that you want me to introduce. What do we write? Plus x3 equal to 40. Correspondingly, how would the objective function change? How would the objective function change once x3 is introduced? What did I tell you?
Plus 0x3.
Plus 0x3. Correct. And the second constraint would be? Second constraint would be? 1 x2 plus x4 equal to 60. And this would correspond to x4. Correct. So you have x1, x2, x3 and x4 all greater than equal to 0. Okay. I hope I am correct till this. I hope I'm correct till this. So now you tell me, I think we did this kind of problems earlier also. So tell me, there can be how many basic solutions? How many basic solutions? Do you want me to scroll up? Do you want me to scroll up? Where we did this part corresponding to basic solution, non-basic solutions. Yes. Let's get back to this kind of criteria. Don't we have a case that looks somewhat like this? Am I okay with this? So we have two equations, 4 variables. So tell me about how many basic solutions we can have. And that implies at a time there can be how many non-basic variables? Exactly. See, everything is interlinked, right? So we need to remember all the things. Anyway, this is the advantage of writing in OneNote. Whenever something is required, I can scroll up and show you. Anyway. Okay, so basically, so we all agree that there can be 4 C2 number of basic variables at the very beginning, and at a time there can be 2 non-basic variables. And if you like, remember, what value do we assign with yourself?
N1 N3 का नहीं दिया है तो फिर रेशियो कैसे रख? अरे रख सकते हो सर जी, आप देखो तो सही, N1 N2 N3 का अकाउंट दिया है ना, तो कैलकुलेशन में आपको थोड़ी सी मदद हो जाएगी, N1 N2 N3 दिया है
तो प्रणय,
उसने कहा ध्यान सुनो सर।
প্ৰণয় তুমি কি করছিলে?
না ম্যাম বাইরে ছিল ম্যাম, বাইরে থেকে সাউন্ড আসছিল।
বাইরে থেকে সাউন্ড আসছিল? হতেই পারে না।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ
তুমি কোন টিউটোরিয়াল শুনছিলে মনে হচ্ছে?
না না
ইউটিউবে? না, শুনতেই পারো, সেটা ক্লাসের পরে শুনো, তাই না?
না জানলার ধারে বসেছি তো, বাইরে থেকে সব সাউন্ড আসছে।
হ্যাঁ, প্রণয় চেঞ্জ কর, CSC underscore the 3 digits of your roll number underscore name.
হ্যাঁ এক্ষুনি করে দিচ্ছি ম্যাম। প্রথমে ম্যাম এটা কি সাইন ইন করা আছে?
ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে রিনেম করে ফেল। আচ্ছা, এনিওয়ে, so we all agree that at a time there can be 4 C2 number of basic variables and 2 non-basic variables to be precise. Achha, how do we figure out whether the variables are basic or not? What did we do actually? Do you remember that? What did we do? Like this system can be rewritten as 1 3 x1 plus a column vector 1 2 x2 plus 1 0 x3 plus 0 1 x4 equal to 40 60. Am I correct with this? That can I have a representation of the 2 constraints in this manner?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, this may be our A1, this is our A2, this is our A3, and this may be our A4 equal to B. Just a nomenclature, nothing else. Now you tell me, how do we prove that our choice of variables is basic? It was something to do with determinants. Mone porche? Do you happen to remember that it has something to do with the determinants? How do we find that x2 and x4 were the basic variables? What was the criteria? Kire? এত ভুলে গেলে তো চলবে না। The problem that we did, let's get back to there. This was probably our second lecture. Anyway, you tell me one thing. How did we exactly, the determinant has to be non-zero? 2 variables are basic, then the determinant comprising of the coefficients have to be non-zero. Correct? That implies they would be linearly independent. We had a discussion regarding this. Now, if I get back to today's part, you know, we have plenty of choices for choosing our basic variables. But, you know, if I try to reduce our calculation at the very beginning, we find that A3 and A4 make the identity matrix of order 2 cross 2. Am I right? These two is going to make the identity matrix of order 2 cross 2. That implies without even calculating, we are sure that X3 and X4 can be our choice of initial basic variables. See, am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? There can be 4 C2 choices of basic variables. Correct? Are we okay with this? Please say yes or no. Am I okay with this? That there are 4 C2 choices of basic variables?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Now, you know, if I happen to choose X3 and X4 as our initial basic variable, the advantage is that their coefficients would comprise a matrix whose determinant is always going to be non-zero. Am I correct with this? Why? Because their determinant would always be the 1 would always be equal to 1 because the corresponding coefficients would be the identity matrix. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this?
Yes, ma'am.
So this implies whenever we have a simplex algorithm to do, we will initially assign the slack variables. We will initially assign the slack variables as our initial basic variables. I hope I'm able to justify why I do so. And since simplex algorithm is an iterative method, by several steps, I will be telling you how we will be improvising our initial assumption and in turn will arrive at the optimal solution to the given problem. Are we correct till this? Are we correct till this? So your initial assumption is we are choosing the slack variables as our initial basic variables, and we will be improvising our assumption through the algorithm through several steps so that we finally arrive at the optimal solution. Now, we have a tabular like structure to make everything visible and doable in a single go. What we do is it comprises of certain rows and certain columns. The first row is CB, the second row is B, then is XB, আমি বলছি কোনটা কি, small b, A1, A2, A3, A4. Acha. What is capital B? Capital B is the basic vector. And what is XB? xb is the basic variable. So initially, you all must agree that your basic variables are x3 and x4, and your basic vectors would be a3 and a4. Tell me, any doubt as of now? Please do ask me. Any doubt as of now? Any doubt as of now? Tell me, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Acha.
No,
So
ma'am.
what are the cost parameters corresponding to the basic variables? The cost parameters are 0 each. Okay. What about small b? The right hand side, if you refer to this equation, small b would be 40, 60. A1 is 1, 3. A2 is 1, 2. A3 is 1, 0. A4 is 0, 1. Okay. And what do we write at the top? At the top, we write the cost parameters. That is, কি ছিল প্রবলেমটাতে? It was 60, 50, 0, 0. Please do let me know whether you are all okay with this first table that I have drawn. Are we all okay with the first table, the first tabular structure? Are we all okay with the first tabular structure? আরো উপরে? দেখে নে। Cost parameter গুলো দেখ, objective function এ cost parameter I hope everybody will agree with the first table. Any doubt? Anyone? Any doubt? Anyone? Acha. Now you know what we do is we calculate the index number. What is the index number? Index number is the summation of numbers in each row. Sorry, numbers in each column. I'm sorry. Numbers in each column into corresponding number in column CB minus number in the objective row. This is our objective row. Write it down, তারপর আমি explain করছি. And you know, we call this index number as ZJ minus CJ. Are we okay with this? Have you written down? Have you written down?
Yes, ma'am.
If I call the index number corresponding to A1 as Z1 minus C1. How is the calculation done? It is done as 1, the number in each column, that is 1, into the corresponding column in CV, that is 0. That implies 1 into 0 plus the second number is 3 into 0 minus the number in the objective row, which is 60. That is, the first column would give us the value minus 60. Am I correct with this? Am I correct with this? Am I correct with this? So can you tell me what about the index number corresponding to the second column?
Minus 50.
Minus 50. Then the third column,
0, 0.
0 each. Okay. Now, you know, the rule says that if at least one Zj minus Cj is less than 0, the solution that we are getting is not optimal. What am I trying to say? It says that if at least one Zj minus Cj is less than 0, the solution is not optimal and we seek a revised basic feasible solution. Achha, furthermore, I should tell you one more thing. These are the, X3 and X4 correspond to the initial basic variable. Am I right? Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this? As I told you, that we are considering X3 and X4 to be the initial basic variables. Am I correct? What? Are you there? This is what we assumed at the very beginning.
Yes, ma'am.
So once I assume X3 and X4 to be the initial basic variables, which two are the non-basic variables? Which two are the non-basic variables? X1, X2, and
X2.
they are assigned the value 0. Right? Achha. So if I kind of try to solve the given system of equations right now, X3 would be 40 and X4 would be 60. Am I correct? ঠিক তো? দেখ। Solve করলে তাই হচ্ছে তো? X3 40 and X4 60. Acha. Now tell me, since both the variables are getting non-negative values, so can I say that the solution that we are getting is the initial basic feasible solution? बोलते पारी? Because feasibility here implies non-negativeness. They are initial because that is our initial assumption. Basic because the determinant value is not equal to 0. Feasible because the solutions are non-negative. Am I clear with this? Am I clear with this? কিরে ঠিক বললাম? বল। ঠিক বললাম কি? কিন্তু আমি কি ঠিক বললাম নাকি ভুল বললাম? কোথাও অসুবিধা হলে বল। Any problem? Any problem so far? Can I proceed? দুটো ভ্যালুই তো নন নেগেটিভ, তার মানে তো ফিজিবল। ফিজিবল তো, তাহলে আমরা বলছি আমাদের সলিউশনটা হচ্ছে ইনিশিয়াল বেসিক ফিজিবল সলিউশন। পারি তো? That implies in short form it is also regarded as IBFS, initial basic feasible solution. আমি প্রত্যেকটারই কারণ বলে দিলাম কেন এরকম হচ্ছে। আচ্ছা, now you know we are in a point where two Zj minus Cj are negative, correct? So we can say that the solution that we had initialized is not the optimal one. Right? Because as per the condition, if at least one Zj minus Cj is less than 0, the solution is not optimal. And what do? We have to seek a revised basic feasible solution. কিভাবে করব? আচ্ছা আমাকে বল, am I okay till this? Do you agree that till now the solution that we have got is not optimal? Why? Because Z1 minus C1 is less than 0, Z2 minus C2 is also less than 0. First tell me, are we okay till this? Are we okay till this? Are we okay till this? Kire?
Yes, ma'am.
Acha. So now you know what we do is we need to revise the given table so that we get a new basic feasible solution. So how do we revise it? What we do is we pick up the minimum most number in the index row. What are we doing? We are picking up the minimum most number in the index row. What is that? This is the index row. What is the minimum most number in the index row? We calculated Zj minus Cj, which is giving us the minimum most value. Konta minimum most value? Minus 60. So, minus 60 corresponding to which vector? Minus 60 is corresponding to which vector? Which column?
A1.
A1. Right. So now what will happen is A1 will be the entering vector. That implies A1 would be replacing either A3 and A4 from the basis and will be the revised vector. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? আমি বললাম যে আমি ক্যালকুলেট করলাম Zj minus Cj এর মধ্যে সবথেকে নেগেটিভ কে? সবথেকে নেগেটিভ -60. -60 করেসপন্ড করছে কোন ভেক্টরকে? A1 কে। তাহলে A1 হচ্ছে আমাদের এন্টারিং ভেক্টর। ঠিক আছে, তার মানে কিন্তু A1 তো কাউকে একটা রিপ্লেস করবে। At a time you cannot have more than 2 basic vectors. So now we have to decide which vector would be the leaving vector. Am I okay with this? Acha. So how to calculate the leaving vector? To calculate the leaving vector, you know, we have to calculate the ratio. How do we calculate the ratio? We calculate the ratio of minimum of this by this, that is 40 by 1, comma this by this, that is 60 by 3. Am I clear? Am I clear? So which one is the minimum value among the two? The minimum, of course, 20. This corresponds to which row? This corresponds to A4 row. So we get the minimum by, minimum once we divide 60 by 3 corresponding to A4 row. So now what would happen is A4 would be the departing vector. A4 would be the departing vector. Am I correct with this? Am I correct till this? So now, we have to revise the table. How is the revision been done? Acha, let us see. XB, in the column for XB, X3 remains as it is. X4 will be replaced by X1. Am I okay with this? Am I okay? Acha. A3 would remain as it is. A4 would be replaced by 1. Acha. CB for A3 is still 0, but the cost component for A1 is 60. Am I correct till this? Now, the elements of the second row will change as we will be dividing each and every element by 3. What are we doing? The revised row 2 will be obtained once we divide each and every element by 3. That implies the revised second row would be 21 by 3, 0, 1 by 3. Okay? Are you okay with this? Huh? দেখ আমি যদি ডেরিভেশন পড়াই অনেকটা সময় লাগবে আমি তোদেরকে আমি আজকে জাস্ট অ্যালগরিদমটা বলছি আজকে ডেরিভেশন ইজ কোয়াইট টাইম টেকিং তোদের যদি মনে হয় তোরা পড়ে নিতে পারিস there are a lot of books available in the library অনেক কটা বইয়ের সফট কপি তো তখন কলেজ যাচ্ছিস পড়ে নিতে পারিস আপাতত I am not getting into derivation I am only telling you the algorithm the rule okay so we are dividing all the elements by 3 now how do we get the elements of the first row acha there's a little bit of calculation involved this number 1 is very important the number that is lying just above the element 3 which is 1 in our case is very important why because in case of small b it was initially 40 correct minus this 1 multiplied by what we have right now which is 20 so this number happens to be 20 okay acha how do we calculate this element the element was initially 1 minus this one into what we are getting right now 1 which is how do we get this element it was initially 1 minus this one into 2 by 3 so this is 1 by 3 how about this element it was initially 1 minus 1 into 0 so it remains 1 and how about this one it was initially 0 minus 1 into 1 by 3. So this is minus. Tell me, are we okay with this? Are we okay with this? Acha. So now, once we have the revised values with us, we again would be calculating the index number for the rows, sorry, for the columns. Tell me the revised index number. Tell me the revised index number. Corresponding to A1, it would be
0.
0. Then it would be, what do we have? Tatari. What about Z2 minus C2? We have 60 into 2 by 3 plus 0 into 1 by 3 minus 50. And that amounts to?
Minus 10.
Minus 10. Yes. Then we have 0 and we have 20. Am I correct? So what do you say? Do we have we reached the condition for optimality? Condition for optimality, as it implies that for all j, zj minus cj should be greater than equal to 0. So did we reach that condition?
No.
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 Fantastic. So this implies the table has to be reconstructed one more time. Acha, so you tell me, we will be doing just this problem only for the day. Tell me one thing, which is the entering vector? What do you say? Two column, right? So A2 is the entering vector. A2 is the entering vector, and which is the departing vector? How do we calculate the departing vector? How do we calculate the departing vector? This is 20, this is 0, this is 1 by 3, this is 1, this is minus 1 by 3. Ebare amake bol, which ratio needs to be calculated? Try to follow the... Would be requiring to calculate the ratio between the minimum of 20 by আচ্ছা আমি কি এটা ঠিক করলাম 3 minus 2 by 3 1 by 3 হচ্ছে হ্যাঁ so it will be 20 by 2 by 3 comma 20 by 1 by 3 তাহলে কোনটা মিনিমাম হচ্ছে কোথাও কি ক্যালকুলেশনে ভুল আছে একবার দেখ তো Yes, I just made a little bit of a change. Are we okay with this? That the value is 4 by 3? তো 1 করেছিলাম আমি রিভাইজ করলাম প্রবলেমটাকে made it I revised the problem as x1 plus 2x2 less than equal to 40 ঠিক আছে আমি I did a mistake while writing this তার জন্য কি কি চেঞ্জেস হচ্ছে? তার জন্য যে যে চেঞ্জেস হচ্ছে, এইখানে 0 into 2 it remains the same -50. আচ্ছা, এখানে সেকেন্ড টেবলে ক্যালকুলেশনে কি দাঁড়াচ্ছে? ইট ওয়াজ 2 minus it was initially 2 minus this one into 2/3. তাহলে কত দাঁড়াচ্ছে? This happens to be 4/3. ঠিক আছে, তাহলে the ratio that we would be calculating would, কারণ দিতে তো 0 multiplied by 4/3, 0ই থাকছে। So it is 20 by 4/3, 20 by 2/3, তাই তো? So the minimum value would correspond to 20 by 4/3. So that implies, which is our leaving vector?
A3.
A3 is the leaving vector. Correct. Right. So you know what we are basically trying to is, we will try to eradicate the slack variables from your initial assumptions. That is what we are actually doing, because slack variables actually don't exist. They are brought in just to make the simplex algorithm, just to convert the LPPs to their standard form, right? And so far what we have done is, we have initially eradicated x4 from the initial basic variables. Now we have also eradicated x3 from our initial basic variable. So that implies, if I write down the revised xb, what are the revised basic vectors right now? What do we write instead of x3? What do we
X2.
write in exactly? We have x2, x1, we have a2, a1, and we have 50, 60. Right. Acha. Now, how do, so this implies, since the number within box is 4/3, so first we will write down the revised row 1, which will be obtained once you divide all the elements by 4/3. So what about the first element? What about small b, the revised small b? 20 by 4/3.
15.
15, right. Next we have, it remains 0. Next would be 4/3, by 4/3, 1. Then we have
3/4.
by 4, and then we have
-1/4.
-1. Correct. How do we calculate the second row right now? This is the element with which the other elements would get multiplied, right? So it would be, it was initially 20, this one, minus 2/3 into 15. Am I okay with this? So the value becomes 10. So could you please in this manner tell me the remaining elements of row 2? This was initially 1 minus 0. So it is 1. তারপরের এলিমেন্টটা then four by three কেন হবে? কেন 4/3 হবে? Initially 2/3 minus 1 into 2/3. This would be 0. Then after that, the remaining two elements. Initially it was 0 minus 2/3 into 3/4. So this is minus half. And the final element,
half.
half, correct. So now we are in a position to again recalculate the index number, that is Zj minus Cj. What about Z1 minus C1? Z1 minus C1 would be quick 60 minus কি হচ্ছে 60 into 1 plus 50 into 0 minus 60. So this amounts to
0.
0. Correct. Second column, Z2 minus C2 would be
0.
Z2 minus C2 would be again 0. Z3 minus C3, 50 into 3/4 plus 60 into minus half minus 0. How much it is? How much it is? Quick, I'm waiting for your answer. How much it is? কত? This amounts to 15/2. And the last one, please. That is 35/2. So now we are in a position where for all j, Zj minus Cj is greater than equal to 0. That implies the solution is optimal. And what would our solution be? Acha, Tell me just one thing, which column corresponds to the right hand side, small b? AJ, this is fourth column corresponds to the right hand side. Right? Oh, small b to right hand side. Acha. The variables corresponding to the third column. So your answer would be at the end of the table, we are getting x2 as 15 and x1 equal to 10. Am I okay with this? Am I okay with this? And we are not over yet, because the final answer would be the objective function, that is, Z max equal to koto, probably 60 x1 koto chilo, x1 এর সাথে multiplied chilo 60. So 60 into 10 plus 50 into 15. I think we did this problem the very first day. We had calculated this one using graphical method also. The answer amounts to how much? 1350. Are we okay with this?